Chapter 221. Wu Feng vs. Little Gold. With the arrival of this stunning beauty, the eyes of both the Overlord and the Black Demon King stared, their complexions flashing with a hint of gravity. Not far away, many of the cultivators watching exclaimed in shock. The visitor was unexpectedly the 100 Changes King, one of the 3 strongest people in Earth City, alongside the Black Demon King and Overlord. At once, many people looked curiously at the stunning beauty. Everyone's eyes filled with surprise. It was rumored that the 100 Changes King could change from male to female. Not only was her gender indeterminate, even her personality was elusive. Sometimes, she was a cold smiling killer. Sometimes, she was a stunning beauty. Sometimes he was a chest-bearing man. And other times, she was small and delicate. Such a varied personality and gender made her known as the King of 100 Changes, of course. There were also many people who called her the pervert king behind her back. All in all, this was a palpitatingly overwhelmingly strong person. Even the Dark Demon King and Overlord didn't dare to underestimate it. All eyes were on the 3 Jedi powerhouses facing each other in front of the Earth Immortal building, and all of them couldn't help but hold their breath and listen intently. 100 Change King, after many years of not seeing you, you still look the same. The Black Demon King's rough voice resounded in the ears of the crowd. His eyes were stern and blazing, making people not dare to meet their gaze. At this moment, a clear wind blew, curling up the 100 Change King's beautiful 3,000 strands of hair, as if a waterfall was pouring down and hanging upside down, dancing splendidly in midair. The 100 Changes King revealed a trace of a holy smile, her eyes bright, her jade hand caressing her hair. She slowly said, "Black Demon King, to organize a banquet in such an exuberant manner, your motives have made my slave apprehensive." The voice was slender and pleasant, and it made people's minds clear and relaxed. The Black Demon King heard the words, but his eyes condensed. His thick eyebrows arched up as he coldly said, "Motive? The 100 Change King is overthinking it. I will be leaving the city of Earth in a month's time. So what other motives could there be?" At these words, radiant light came into the eyes of the Overlord, and his eyes blazed as he said, "You're going to the city of heaven." The cultivators watching from afar were instantly shocked. The city of heaven was the ultimate trial battlefield, and the trialists who were able to arrive at the city of heaven were at the lowest level of strength. The lowest level of strength was also at the Emperor level, and invincible level of powerhouses existed among them. The fact that the Dark Demon King was going to the city of heaven had shocked them greatly. In that case, the pattern of the city of Earth would change. The original 3 powerhouses had since broken down, leaving only the 100 Changes King and the Hegemony King to battle it out. The 100 Changes King obviously did not expect this situation either. A trace of consternation appeared in her beautiful eyes, and she laughed softly. "It's been 10 years. Have you finally made up your mind, Black Demon King? Oh, it's rare that you and Slave think together. Why don't we just head to the city of heaven together? After so many years of friendship, we can take care of each other. You have also decided." The Black Demon King's eyes blazed up more and more as he heard this, and his god glowed brightly and uncertainly. The crowd in the distance was once again shocked. Even the 100 Transformations King was leaving. It couldn't be that the 3 strongest people in the city of Earth were all leaving, could it? Everyone immediately looked at the Overlord. "I wish you all a safe journey. By the way, I'll give you all a reminder to forget the scenery of the city of Earth and go on your way as an ordinary person. Otherwise you won't end up much better than me," the Overlord said in a deep voice. The magnificent Hegemony King, at the moment, looked a little forlorn as he glanced at the 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King. His eyes gradually darkened, and then he slowly walked into the Earth Immortal building. The 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King glanced at each other and also walked into the Earth Immortal building together. People sighed. They then remembered the Hegemony King's past. Compared to the 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King. The Hegemony King was an old generation powerhouse. Before the 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King grew up, the Hegemony King had already shaken the earthly city with his fame. Back then, the Hegemony King was so powerful that he swept the battlefields of the city of man and the city of earth without any enemies. But just when he was about to enter the city of heaven, he was kicked out of the city gates by a peerless powerhouse, and has since left in despair and returned to the city of earth. A mountain was still higher than a mountain, and there were even stronger people beyond the strongest. Without being at the invincible level, one simply couldn't claim respect in the spirit ceiling space category. Looking at the 3 strongest people of the city of earth entering the Earth Immortal building, the crowd in the distance was once again talking, and the topic of discussion naturally revolved around the departure of the 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King. Some people were even worried about the pattern of the city of earth in the future. Without the 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King, wouldn't the city of earth be what the Hegemony King said it would be? Not long after Hegemony King and the others entered the Earth Immortal building, a strange trio walked on the street in the distance, with a man in the middle with purple robes and a gaze as stern as a blade. On his left was a bald monk with kind brows and flashing eyes. To his right was a golden-haired monkey that was scratching its ears and looking around, looking very curious. This was none other than the trio of Kangchon, Brahma Heart, and Little Gold. The combination of the 3 of them was very striking. Kangchon was a disciple of the righteous path. Brahma Shin knew at a glance that he was a disciple of the Buddhist sect. That bald head was too dazzling, and Little Gold was, needless to say, a demonic beast. Tao, Buddha, and demon. These 3 different forces came together and had to make people wonder. Immediately, the gazes of many cultivators converged and locked onto Kangchon's trio. In front of the Earth Immortal building, Vanshin handed over 3 invitations, and the king-level powerhouse who was welcoming guests at the Earth Immortal building swept his eyes over the 3 invitations, and then with a solemn expression he said in a loud voice, "The Hegemonic Emperor, the Vajra King, and the Monkey King have arrived." The crowd watching from afar was instantly shocked. Hegemony Emperor. Surprisingly, it was the Hegemony Emperor. The Hegemony Emperor, who had been making a lot of noise some time ago, had finally appeared in front of the crowd. All of them immediately stared at Kangchon with unblinking eyes, their hearts incomparably curious. It really is the Hegemony Emperor. Rumor has it that the Hegemony Emperor is always followed by a monk and a golden-haired monkey. Among the crowd, there were people who had heard of Kangchon's exploits. That's right, this is the Hegemony Emperor who swept through the City of Man battlefield. I've seen his magnificent figure back then. A powerful person from the City of Man battlefield said with a face full of reverence. This is interesting. Hegemonic Emperor, Hegemonic King. This is a battle of the hegemons. Someone gloated and laughed. Many people were filled with anticipation. Hegemony King and Hegemony Emperor were sure to have a battle, after all. Their names were too embarrassing or too coincidental, forcing them to move towards an antagonistic situation. Kangchon's trio calmly walked into the Earth Immortal building, their colors indifferent and their stances ethereal. Unlike ordinary restaurants, the Earth Immortal building was said to be a restaurant, but it was actually a mixture of mountains and water. Beside that area of pavilions, there was a waterfall that flew down, surrounded by exotic flowers and trees that were colorful. As soon as Kangchon's trio entered the Earth Immortal building, they saw a stone table and chairs placed on the turquoise grass. At this moment, there were already quite a few people arriving, sitting around and talking about the sky and the earth. A small river gurgled. The source of the river water came from a waterfall not far away. In the middle of this small river, there were 3 huge round stones, on which sat 3 powerful figures. Today, those who were able to come to the Earth Immortal building were all Emperor-level powerhouses. But these Emperor-level powerhouses couldn't help but have a trace of awe. flashed through their eyes when they saw the three figures above the small river. This was because these three people represented the strongest people of the city of Earth: the Black Demon King, the Overlord, and the 100 Changes King. While others who had reached the imperial level were called emperors, the three of them were only called kings. It wasn't that they were modest, but rather that they considered themselves to be the kings amongst emperors. However, there was no denying that these three people were indeed powerful. As soon as Kang Chong came in, his eyes landed on these three people, and in his heart, he was very surprised. These three people were unusually powerful. They were definitely peak powerhouses in the imperial level. Seemingly sensing Kang Chong's gaze, Hegemony King, Black Demon King and 100 Changes King stopped talking and slightly looked towards Kang Chong's trio. Upon seeing Kang Chong's figure, the three of them's eyes shrunk almost simultaneously as a trace of shock swept through their eyes. What a strong domineering aura. This was the thought in the 100 Change King's heart. Strong, the Hegemony King's eyes blazed. Invincible battle intent. The Black Demon King's eyes were radiant and colorful, his face incomparably grave. The three of them were so powerful that even though Kang Chong did not reveal his powerful aura, they were still able to detect some of their details and were immediately shocked. Kang Chong also felt the gazes of the three and smiled blandly, then walked with Fan Xin and Little Gold to sit on top of a stone table to the side. The other Emperor-level powerhouses in the Earth Immortal Building didn't know Kang Chong's identity, so they didn't pay any attention at all, and there were still quite a few more Emperor-level powerhouses arriving at the moment, so the crowd just swept past them and then continued to look for people they were familiar with to talk to. Only some of the more powerful Emperor-level powerhouses had vaguely sensed the powerful aura on Kang Chong's trio and was secretly shocked. Brother, I didn't expect there to be so many Emperor-level powerhouses in the city of Earth. I didn't even realize it on a normal day. Little Gold surveyed the surroundings and said with a face full of surprise. Van Xin, who was at the side, smiled and said, "The more powerful people are, the more they like to cultivate in seclusion. On weekdays, these Emperor-level powerhouses are in seclusion at home, so naturally, there is no way to encounter them." Kang Chong nodded and said, "The spirit sealing space has existed for millions of years, and every once in a while a wave of trialists arrive. Most of them are concentrated in the city of Earth and the city of Heaven. So it's not an oddity that there are so many Emperor-level powerhouses." In fact, Kang Chong was also very shocked. At this moment, the number of Emperor-level powerhouses arriving from the Earth Immortal Tower had already reached more than 100, and it was still continuing to grow stronger. It was really hard to imagine that so many Emperor-level powerhouses existed within the spirit sealing space. If these people went outside, each one of them would be not weak genius characters with unlimited achievements in the future. There are so many Emperor-level powerhouses in the city of Earth. I'm afraid there are even more in the city of Heaven, Little Gold said with a face full of anticipation. That's for sure. Rumor has it that there are quite a few invincible level powerhouses there, with Emperor-level powerhouses everywhere. Brahma heart sighed. Kang Chong's eyes blazed. He was equally looking forward to the heavenly city, and when the earthly city battlefield opened, he would immediately leave for the heavenly city. Cough. At this time, a light cough attracted everyone's attention. The entire Earth Immortal Building was suddenly silent. Everyone looked towards the source of the sound, the Black Demon King. At this time, the Black Demon King had already withdrawn his sight from surveying the Kang Chong and cupped his fists at the crowd of Emperor-level powerhouses in the Earth Immortal Building. Thank you all for coming to support me. I'm sure you all know that I've come to bid farewell to you all this time, and that I'll be heading to the Celestial City the next time the battlefield in the city of the Earth opens up. A single sentence caused the entire Earth Immortal Building to fall into silence. Even though many of the Emperor-level powerhouses present knew that the Dark Demon King was heading to the City of Heaven. At this moment, When they actually heard it with their own ears, their hearts couldn't help but be a little shocked. 10 years. The Dark Demon King had been dominating the city of Earth for 10 years, and now that he was leaving, many people were a little unaccustomed to it. Of course, more royal-level powerhouses present were breathing a sigh of relief in their hearts. The 3 mountains that pressed on them had finally gone away. The Black Demon King's words had caused a great deal of shock. As one of the 3 strongest people in the city of Earth, his every move suffered the attention of many people. This sudden announcement of his departure immediately caught the crowd off guard, feeling that the pattern of Earth City was about to change. At this moment, all the Emperor-level powerhouses in the Earth Immortal building, the bashful Black Demon King in shock, with deep puzzlement in their eyes. Why would the Black Demon King choose to head to the City of Heavens? Could it be that he was going to impact the final barrier? As everyone knew, the passageway to leave the spirit sealing space was situated in the deepest part of the City of Heaven's battlefield. Thus, the City of Heaven's battlefield was known as the final hurdle. I didn't expect that the Black Demon King, who has been famous in the City of Earth for several years, would be traveling to the City of Heaven. It seems that the City of Earth's battlefield is not peaceful this time, Vanshin said with a smile.